Did you know humans could land on Mars as early as 2029? And with Tesla bots heading there next year, the Mars economy is already taking shape. This isn't sci-fi, it's real. And what happens next could change life on Earth forever. In this video, we'll reveal the 10 emerging industries quietly forming the backbone of Mars's $1 trillion future, from AI and biotech to energy and space logistics. Stick around because Mars might become the biggest economic disruptor in human history, and something even bigger is brewing. If you're into space, AI, or the future of humanity, subscribe now. Mars isn't just a barren red rock. It's a vault of untapped mineral wealth. What does it hold? Beneath its rusted surface lies elements like titanium, thorium, rare earths, and possibly helium-3, a theoretical fuel for clean fusion energy. Why does this matter? Because these aren't just valuable, they're scarce on Earth, and unlocking them on Mars means fueling both the colony and Earth's tech economy. Who's preparing for this? NASA's Perseverance rover is already collecting mineral data. Private startups like Offworld and Carbon Plus are building AI-powered excavation robots designed for low gravity. How would Martian mining actually work? It starts with robotic prospectors mapping the crust. Then modular drones and bots would extract, sort, and store the minerals, all without human hands. What happens next? By the early 2030s, we could see luxury tech on Earth containing Martian platinum. By 2040, these materials may support the infrastructure of Mars itself. When will it begin? Expect small robotic sample returns by 2028, but the gold rush may truly begin once launch costs drop and Mars infrastructure goes live. No economy survives without power. What kind of energy will run on Mars? Think solar arrays, nuclear microreactors, and hydrogen harvested from Martian ice. Why is this critical? Because Mars can't plug into Earth's grid. Every habitat, rover, and robot must rely on locally sourced, renewable energy. Who's building it? NASA and the US Department of Energy are testing reactors like kilopower. Fusion companies like Elon and Radiant are racing to deploy portable power by the early 2030s. How will it work on Mars? Microreactors will be buried underground, shielded from radiation, delivering stable power for years. Solar farms will track the sun across the Martian sky, storing excess in hydrogen batteries. When does this come online? Expect pilot fusion missions by 2030. By 2035, Martian colonies could generate more power than small towns on Earth. Mars will have no labor force. What does that mean? Everything, and we mean everything, must be automated. Why is this necessary? Because there's no workforce to exploit, no emergency crew to call. On Mars, failure isn't inconvenient, it's fatal. Who's making this possible? Boston Dynamics, Tesla's Optimus team, and Sanctuary AI are training robots to handle extreme environments. NASA's Ingenuity drone proved flight is possible in the thin Martian air. How will it work? Drone swarms will inspect and build. Crawler bots will repair and maintain. AI will manage traffic, warehouses, and even agriculture. When will we see it? As early as 2027, simulated Martian operations could run hundreds of bots remotely. By 2032, these systems may outcompete human labor on Earth and reshape logistics forever. Living on Mars means building life from scratch. What does that include? Growing food, recycling air, creating nutrients, all without Earth's ecosystems. Why is this revolutionary? Because every breakthrough here helps Earth. Biodomes, waste loops, and synthetic food systems could combat climate change and food insecurity. Who's driving this? Startups like Interstellar Lab and NASA's Deep Space Food Challenge are creating modular bioreactors. Scientists are engineering algae and fungi that thrive in CO2-rich Martian soil. How does it work? Imagine 3D printed habitats grown from mycelium, or oxygen extracted from rocks, proteins from light and gas. When will it scale? By 2028, expect Earth applications from Martian AG tech. By 2040, Mars could feed itself and export techniques back home. Not all exports are physical. What's Mars's most powerful invisible asset? Data. Geological, atmospheric, algorithmic. Why is this valuable? Because every bit of Martian experience becomes a learning model, a patent, or a prediction engine. Who's investing? Microsoft, Amazon, and the Mars Society are all exploring Martian cloud partnerships. How will it work? AI-trained models from Mars could improve Earth's climate simulations. Rover-generated algorithms may run factories back on Earth. When will this monetize? Expect data licensing startups by 2029. By 2035, Martian intellectual property may become a key economic export and legal battlefield. Mars won't be colonized with tents and tarps. It'll be built up from the ground, literally. What will Martian construction look like? Think autonomous 3D printing rovers, smart regolith composites, and inflatable pressure domes. Why does this matter? Because shipping steel beams from Earth costs millions. We'll need to use what's already there: dust, ice, and carbon dioxide. Who's advancing this? NASA's ICON project is experimenting with lunar 3D printing. SpaceX, an AI space factory, are exploring regolith-based structures. How does it work? Local materials are melted or chemically bonded layer by layer into load-bearing walls. These structures are insulated, pressurized, and radiation shielded. When does it begin? Expect prototypes tested on the moon by 2026. Martian deployment could start by the 2030s, scaling by 2045. No economy functions without rules. What laws will govern the Red Planet? Right now, we rely on the Outer Space Treaty of 1967, a vague document with loopholes. Why is this an issue? Because trillions flow into Mars. Questions of land ownership, data rights, and sovereignty will spark conflict. Who's involved? Governments, private companies, and advocacy groups like the Mars Society. How might it evolve? We could see a Martian charter, a constitution for the first settlements. It might blend Earth's legal traditions with a new system driven by AI and resource sharing. When will this become urgent? As early as 2035, when the first permanent settlers arrive. By 2050, Mars may have its own legal identity or spark the first space jurisdictional war. An economy isn't just about tech, it's about people. What kind of culture will form on Mars? A society where survival, collaboration, and innovation are non-negotiable. Why is this powerful? Because frontier environments force radical adaptation. Cultural shifts like universal basic services, AI co-governance, or even post-capitalist economies may emerge. Who will shape it? The first 10,000 settlers, engineers, biologists, philosophers, artists, people selected not just for their skills, but for their vision. How will life feel? Small communities, enclosed ecosystems, mental health AI, shared labor, Earth nostalgia balanced with Martian pride. When does Martian culture emerge? From the very first outpost. But by 2050, you may see Martian literature, art, even political movements born under another sky. Mars won't just create value, it will disrupt Earth's systems. What changes here when Mars thrives? Whole industries may shift. Shipping, AI, biotech, mining, energy. Why does this matter? Because economic gravity will no longer be Earth-bound. Nations that embrace Martian trade and IP will surge ahead. Those who don't may fall behind. Who will benefit? Tech giants with early IP, countries aligned with off-world policy, and investors in Martian infrastructure. How will this unfold? Expect volatility, new currencies, Martian bonds, fusion energy licensing deals. When does Earth feel the impact? 2035 to 2045, the decade Mars starts paying dividends and tilting Earth's balance of power. Let's leap ahead. What does a fully realized Mars economy look like by the turn of the century? Picture bustling hubs like Olympus Prime and Val's Station, self-reliant cities, drone highways, bioreactor farms glowing under domes. Why push this far? Because survival on Mars forces us to master resilience, regeneration, and cooperation. These lessons may save us on Earth. Who lives there? Thousands of scientists, dreamers, and citizens born off Earth. A new branch of humanity wired for adaptation. How do they sustain an economy? With Martian exports, rare metals, AI models, fusion energy, weather data, low-gravity biotech, and with cultural exports, films, arts, philosophy rooted in a second world. When does this vision become real? Between 2070 and 2100, the Martian GDP could cross $1 trillion, not as a dream, but as a second engine for the solar system. From metals to microbes, from laws to lasers. Mars isn't just a destination, it's a mirror, showing us who we could become when pushed to the edge. This $1 trillion industry isn't just a bet on the future, it's a blueprint for survival, innovation, and expansion. So what part of the Martian economy would you invest in? Data, power, culture? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because while everyone else is looking to the stars, here at Future we're building economies among them.